12 Stoic rules that manifest everything you want. Stoicism philosophy for success and wealth. Stop chasing success. Stop begging life to give you what you want. Because the harder you chase, the faster it runs. Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And right now, whether you like it or not, your habits, your mindset, your emotional reactions are silently deciding your future. That's why some people seem to attract wealth, power, respect effortlessly, while others struggle no matter how hard they try. This is where Stoicism changes everything. Not motivation, not manifestation fantasies, but mental discipline so powerful it reshapes reality itself. In this video, I'll show you 12 Stoic rules that will completely reprogram your mind, so you stop chasing and start attracting. Watch carefully, because rule number 7 is the one most people ignore, and it's the reason they stay stuck for years. 1. Control your mind, or it will control your life. Let me show you something uncomfortable. Most people don't actually think. They react to thoughts that appear in their head, and they believe those thoughts are real. That's the trap. A negative thought shows up. I'm not good enough. I might fail. This is too hard. And instead of questioning it, you obey it. That single moment, that silent agreement, is where your future gets decided. The Stoics didn't just say control your mind. They practiced something far more powerful. They separated themselves from their thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. And the moment you realize this, you gain power most people never experience. Your brain generates 60,000 plus thoughts daily, most of them repetitive and negative. Why? Because your brain is designed to detect danger, not opportunity. So if you don't consciously take control, your default mind will always lead you toward fear, doubt, procrastination, self-sabotage. You decide to start something new, business, content, fitness. Day 1, excited. Day 2, slight resistance. Day 3, doubt creeps in. Day 5, you stop. Not because you can't do it, but because you believed a thought that said, this isn't working. Label your thoughts. This is fear talking. Create mental distance. Imagine your thoughts as noise, not truth. Use the 5-second override rule. Act before doubt grows. Daily mental training. Sit in silence and observe your mind. If your thoughts aren't real, then what happens when you stop believing your fears completely? 2. Detach from outcomes. Focus on actions. Here's something most people don't understand. Attachment is invisible, but it controls everything. You say you want success, but deep down, you need it. And that need creates pressure. Pressure creates fear. Fear creates hesitation. And hesitation kills opportunities. Stoics train themselves to act with full effort, but zero emotional dependence on results. Why? Because attachment makes you weak. Detachment makes you dangerous. When you're attached to an outcome, your brain enters stress mode. Creativity drops. Decision-making becomes emotional. You overthink everything. But when you detach, you stay calm. You act clearly. You become unpredictable and powerful. Think about interviews, content creation, or even relationships. When you desperately want it to work, you act unnatural. You force things. But when you don't care, you're relaxed, confident, magnetic. That's the paradox. You get more when you need less. Before any task, say, I control effort, not results. Visualize both success and failure, and accept both. Focus on process goals, e.g., consistency, skill building. Detach immediately after action. Don't replay it. If detachment makes you powerful, what happens when you stop needing people's approval too? 3. Stop seeking validation. Build inner authority. This one silently destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Because it doesn't feel like weakness. It feels like being careful. But let's be honest. How many things have you not done just because you were afraid of how people would react? Stoics believe that relying on external approval is a form of slavery. If someone else's opinion can control your actions, you are not free. Humans evolved to seek acceptance from the tribe. Rejection once meant danger. So today, your brain still treats criticism equals threat. Judgment equals danger, even when it's harmless. That's why You overthink posting. You hesitate to speak. You shrink your potential. You want to start a YouTube channel, but you imagine, what will my friends think? What if people judge me? So you delay. Weeks pass, months pass, and someone else, less talented but more bold, starts and wins. Post or act before you feel ready. Limit exposure to opinions that don't matter. Build proof through action, not approval. Train yourself to handle criticism intentionally. The moment you stop needing approval, you become someone others start respecting. But even if you stop seeking validation, there's still one enemy left that keeps you weak. Comfort. 4. Embrace discomfort. That's where power lies. Let's destroy a dangerous lie. Comfort is not safety. Comfort is slow destruction. It feels good in the moment, but it quietly steals your future. Stoics intentionally practice discomfort, cold, hunger, hardship, to build mental strength. Why? Because if you can handle discomfort, you become unstoppable. Your brain is wired to avoid pain, seek pleasure, conserve energy. That's why you procrastinate. You avoid hard tasks. You stay in familiar patterns. But growth requires the opposite. You know what you should do. Wake up early. Work harder. Take risks. But instead, you scroll. You delay. You stay comfortable. And slowly, your potential fades. Do the hardest task first every day. Practice controlled discomfort, cold showers, silence, discipline. Track discomfort like a score. Reframe pain as progress. The people you admire, they don't avoid discomfort. They live in it. That's why they win. Now here's where it gets even more intense. You can control your mind. You can detach. You can ignore validation. You can embrace discomfort. But if you can't control your emotions in real time, you will lose everything you build. And that's exactly what we're about to break down next. Because Rule 5 is where most people collapse, and they don't even realize it. 5. Master your emotions, or they will destroy you. Let's be real. Most people don't lose because they lack talent. They lose in a single moment, when emotion overrides logic. One burst of anger, one wave of fear, one moment of insecurity, and everything collapses. The Stoics didn't aim to eliminate emotions. They trained to feel everything, but be controlled by nothing. That's power. Emotions are instant. They bypass logic. When triggered, your heart rate increases. Your thinking narrows. Your brain shifts into survival mode. That's why you say things you regret. You quit too early. You avoid opportunities. Because in that moment, you're not thinking, you're reacting. You're working on something important. Then something goes wrong. Frustration hits. Instead of staying calm, you spiral. This isn't working. I'm wasting my time. Maybe I'm not good enough. And just like that, you stop. Not because you failed, but because you felt like you failed. Use the pause rule. Never react immediately. Name your emotion. This is anger. This is fear. Slow your breathing during emotional spikes. Train emotional exposure. Put yourself in challenging situations deliberately. Fire powerful truth. Your life is not controlled by events. It's controlled by how you interpret those events. If mastering emotions gives you control, then what happens when you remove the biggest emotional weakness of all? Inconsistency. 6. Focus only on what you can control. This rule sounds simple, but almost nobody actually lives by it, because it requires something difficult. Letting go. The Stoics divided life into two categories: what you control, what you don't, and they ignored everything else. Your brain craves certainty, so it tries to control everything. Other people's opinions, outcomes, timing, external events. But here's the problem. The more you try to control what you can't, the more powerless you feel. You post content, then you keep checking. Views, likes, comments. You feel good, then bad, then anxious. All because you're focused on something you cannot control. Meanwhile, the only thing that matters, creating more content, gets ignored. Write 2 lists daily. Control versus no control. Immediately drop anything outside your control. Replace worry with action. Redirect energy into skill building. When you stop trying to control everything, you finally gain control over yourself. But even with focus, there's still something that destroys progress silently. Starting strong, in quitting. 7. Discipline over motivation. Most people fail here. This is where dreams die quietly, not in failure, but in inconsistency. The Stoics didn't rely on how they felt. They relied on what they decided. Feelings change. Decisions don't. Motivation is dopamine-driven. It spikes when you feel inspired. You watch something exciting. You imagine success. But it crashes quickly. That's why you start strong, then slow down, then stop. Discipline, however, is identity-based. It doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it?" It says, "This is who I am." You decide, "I'm going to be consistent." Day 1, full energy. Day 3, slight resistance. Day 7, you skip. Day 10, you stop. Not because it's hard, but because you waited for motivation to come back. Build non-negotiable routines. Remove choices, same time, same action daily. Lower resistance. Start small but consistent. Track streaks. Never break them. Don't say, "I'm trying to be disciplined." Say, "I am disciplined." Then act accordingly. But even discipline isn't enough. Because there's something deeper. Something that quietly weakens you without you noticing. Desire. 8. Reduce desire. Increase power. This one will challenge you. Because it goes against everything you've been taught. You've been told, want more, chase more, desire more. But the Stoics believe the opposite. The more you need, the less control you have. Desire creates dependency, and dependency creates weakness. When you strongly desire something, your brain fixates on it. You become emotionally attached. You fear losing it, and that fear makes you act irrationally. You want money badly, so you rush decisions, take desperate actions, accept less than you deserve. Meanwhile, someone who doesn't need money desperately, thinks clearly, chooses wisely, moves strategically, and wins. Practice wanting less, not more. Delay gratification intentionally. Detach emotionally from outcomes and possessions. Focus on growth, not acquisition. When you stop needing things, you become someone who can have anything. At this point, you've built mental control, emotional discipline, focus, consistency, detachment. But there's still one final level. The level where everything locks together. Your identity, your solitude, your response to obstacles, and your willingness to take full responsibility. This is where transformation becomes permanent, and very few people ever reach this stage. 9. Build a powerful identity. This is where everything changes. Listen carefully. You don't get what you want in life. You get what your identity allows. That means, if you see yourself as inconsistent, you'll act inconsistent. If you see yourself as average, you'll settle for average. If you see yourself as weak, you'll avoid challenge. And the most dangerous part? You don't even notice it happening. The Stoics believed your character is your fate. Not luck, not opportunity, not talent. Who you are determines what you attract. Your brain constantly tries to stay consistent with your self-image. So even if you want success, if your identity doesn't match it, you'll sabotage yourself to stay familiar. That's why people quit when things start working. Avoid bigger opportunities. Return to old habits. Because success feels unfamiliar. You start improving your life. You become disciplined, focused, different. But then, a voice says, "This isn't really you." And slowly, you drift back. Not because you failed, but because your identity pulled you back. Define your new identity clearly. I am disciplined. I am focused. Back it with daily proof, actions, not words. Eliminate behaviors that contradict your identity. Surround yourself with environments that reinforce it. Stop asking, "What should I do?" Start asking, "Who do I need to become?" But even if you build a strong identity, there's one thing most people can't handle: being alone with themselves. 10. Learn to be alone. This is where clarity is built. Most people are not afraid of failure. They are afraid of silence. Because in silence, there are no distractions, no noise, no escape, just you and your thoughts. The Stoics valued solitude because it reveals truth. When you remove distraction, you see your life clearly. Modern life trains your brain to avoid stillness. Constant scrolling, endless content, background noise. Why? Because silence forces awareness. And awareness can be uncomfortable. You reach for your phone without thinking, not because you need it, but because you don't want to sit with your thoughts. And that habit slowly weakens your focus, clarity, and discipline. Spend 10 to 30 minutes daily in silence. Walk without your phone. Reflect on your actions, not just your goals. Ask yourself difficult questions regularly. The stronger you become in solitude, the more powerful you become in the world. But life won't always be calm. It will challenge you, break you, test you. So the real question is, what do you do when things go wrong? 11. Turn obstacles into power. The Stoic secret most ignore. This is where most people lose. Not at the beginning, but when things get hard. The obstacle is the way, not something to avoid, not something to complain about, but something to use. Your brain interprets obstacles as threats, so your instinct is to avoid, quit, blame. But high performers do something different. They reframe. You fail at something. Immediately, your mind says, "This isn't for me." But what if that failure is actually feedback, redirection, training? What if that obstacle is the exact thing you need to grow? After every setback, ask, what is this teaching me? Turn pain into strategy. Build resilience through repeated exposure. Stop labeling things as bad. See them as tools. Every problem you avoid weakens you. Every problem you face builds you. 12. Take absolute responsibility. The ultimate Stoic rule. This is the final level, and most people will never reach it, because it requires something uncomfortable, giving up all excuses. You are responsible for your life. Not partially, not sometimes, completely. Blame feels good. It protects your ego. It gives you an excuse to stay the same. But it also takes away your power. Because if something is someone else's fault, you can't change it. You blame the economy, your environment, other people, timing. And while some of those things are real, focusing on them keeps you stuck. Meanwhile, someone else with fewer advantages takes responsibility and moves forward. Replace blame with ownership instantly. Ask, what can I do right now? Act immediately, even if imperfectly. Build a mindset of total accountability. Fire the ultimate truth. The moment you take full responsibility, you take full control. Now you see it. This was never about luck, never about chasing, never about waiting for the right moment. It was about becoming someone who controls their mind, masters their emotions, acts with discipline, needs nothing, but can achieve everything. Because here's the truth most people will ignore. You already have access to everything you need, but access means nothing if you don't act. Most people will watch this, feel motivated, and go back to their old habits. But a few, a very small percentage, will take these rules seriously. They'll apply them, live them, and in a few months, their life will look completely different. So now the question is simple. Are you going to stay the same? Or are you finally ready to become the person who attracts everything you've been chasing? Backhand index pointing right if you're serious about transforming your mindset. Subscribe now, because the next video will show you how to build unshakable mental strength in a chaotic world. And trust me, that's where real power begins.